Hey, I'm Brennan with RevZilla, and today we are checking out the Thor Radial MX Boots, available at RevZilla.com. So the Radial MX Boots are going to be a great option for entry-level MX riders out there looking to get to your local track. And of course, these can be utilized for trail riders as well. If you're riding that tight single track like I like to do, or racing hare scrambles, you can certainly do that with these boots. And I think the level of protection and the amount of comfort that you're getting at this particular price point, I think Thor did a really great job. You're looking at about $250 for these particular MX boots. And I think with the ankle pivoting system and the amount of protection you're getting, it's going to be a tough one to beat around $250. Now, if $250 is a little bit more than what you're looking to pay, they do have a step down, which is going to be about $130, but you are going to lose this kind of ankle bracing system, which I think is pretty important to have when you're riding trails or hitting up the MX track. But that option does exist. That is the Blitz from Thor. So if you want to step down, that would be your option to take a closer look at. Now, before we get going into the details here of this particular boot, I did want to take a second, talk about the overall fit. Now, I normally wear about a 10.5 to a size 11 in most of my riding shoes and riding boots. A size 11 fits me spot on in the Radial MX boots. But one thing to note, I feel like the toe box is a little bit on the narrow side when it comes to the overall fit. So if you have wide feet, that might be a bit of a deal breaker for you. Just something to keep in mind there. Otherwise, I would certainly say these are running true to what the sizing chart's going to recommend for you. So you should be all set there. Now keep in mind, these boots will ship to you for free. And as always, we do have our price match policy in place. That's there to ensure that you're getting the best deal around. Let's talk about some of the features here real quick. So we've got a microfiber and TPU main construction. The microfiber, you can see this working its way around, and then that hard TPU material, it's going to start at the toe, work its way around the medial side, and all the way around the entire boot. And you can see more of that implemented at the shin for that additional impact protection. Pretty much all manufacturers out there are going to give you that hard shin protection, and I cannot tell you how many times this has saved me when I'm out there on the dirt bike. I tend to crash quite a bit, but that's part of the fun, right? So let's start here at the toe. You can see that TPU, really nice crush protection there. But again, keep in mind, it does run a little bit on the narrow side of the spectrum. As we continue working our way around the boot, you can see more of that hard TPU there. I did want to mention the sole. This is a thermo molded sole, but it is very stout. Really, really excellent crush protection, which is what you want at the MX track or out there on the trails, any dirt riding application. But it's very tough too, so it's going to withstand the abuse of those very sharp, dirt bike pegs that I'm sure most of you out there are aware of. If you take one of those to the shin without proper protection, you're not going to have a good day. So I think it's worth the investment to have proper boots when you're out there on the trail. Now swinging around to the heel, really excellent protection here, nice crush protection. And I did want to mention right here, there's like a little stopper here, and that's going to help out with hyper extension. It's only going to allow this to flex so far. And this has a dual hinge system with it, which is really nice. Around this price point, we don't see a lot of boots around the $250 marker with the amount of protection that you're getting with these particular Radial MX boots. Now, one thing I do want to note, while I like these boots, I like that pivoting radial system. I think it provides an excellent amount of torsional lateral protection, but it's a little bit lacking when you come over this way. I think that TPU could have been a little bit more incorporated just to give you a little bit more protection there, because on this side, I'm getting it. Like, it's going to take a lot to move this over to that side, but on the lateral side, I do have a lot of flexibility. And if I go far enough, you can see that this little end piece kind of pops out. So I like the idea. I like the dual hinge system that they're kind of giving you, or that dual ankle system, and allows you to pivot. It gives you that flexibility with a good bit of protection, but I think it could have been executed a little bit better. But at $250, it's going to be hard to knock it. Again, at that price point, it's tough to find stuff, or find boots, I should say, that have that amount of protection incorporated. Now, let's talk about the buckles. They are plastic, and they've got the metal male end of the buckle itself. These are adjustable, very straightforward. Going to go ahead and undo all of these. And as we work our way to the inside, simple Velcro towards the top, and then we have a 3D mesh lining on the inside. That's going to help create some space between your body and the boots themselves, so air can circulate more freely and help keep you nice and cool. That is very important, especially in the dirt application, because you are going to be generating a ton of body heat. But all these buckles are adjustable, and I like that we have a little bit of protection here from roots and things like that. I think that could have been a little bit more stout to give you a little bit more coverage, since the buckles do kind of hang out a good amount, but I'm not going to knock them too hard on that. Overall, I like the amount of protection. I like that I have this gripper panel here on the medial side of the boot. You do have a little bit of that grip here incorporated, but I would love this material, this kind of TPR, kind of soft, kind of rubbery feeling material on the lower end, because that's where I'm really hugging the frame really tightly. But this is going to help prevent that premature wear in this area, in addition to helping you hug the bike and stay more stable when you're out there on the trails, or hugging life and limb when you're at the motocross track like I like to do. Overall, at $250 from Thor with the Radial MX boots and the color options, the amount of protection, I think they did a bang up job. I think this is going to be a great option for a lot of entry-level riders out there just looking to get out to the MX track, or just looking to get out there on the trails and want adequate protection. Now, of course, if you're looking for more details, click that info button on your desktop or your mobile device. That's going to take you over to RevZilla.com, where you can read other rider reviews. And if you have any additional questions about these boots or any other gear out there, please do not hesitate to reach out. Give our Gear Geeks a call at 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thanks for hanging out with us for a bit, taking a closer look at the Thor Radial MX boots. I'm Brandon. Keep it pinned.